That was the intro to Death Race, one of the singles released by Hamilton, Fort Erie-based rockers Teeth. Teeth is a pretty new band, just over a year old, but its members are no strangers to the scene. The band is made up of singer Blake Prince of Straight Reads the Line and guitarist Chris LeMasters of 100 Suns and Every Time I Die. Teeth is a project that was birthed out of a necessity to release a lot of pent-up anger, and it shows in their music. These guys are heavy. However, my chat with them was not. I got to talk to Blake and Chris about the formation of the band, the singles they put out so far, and when we might expect the first album to drop. We also talk about the current music climate and some of their favorite movies. They recommended that I watch the American version of Funny Games starring Naomi Watts, Tim Roth, and Michael Pitt, and just as they had promised, it was weird. Definitely recommend watching it if you're into mindfuck movies. A big shout out and thank you to Jake over at New Damage Records for the introduction and help in setting this interview up. Here's my chat with Blake and Chris of Teeth. Been listening to the singles, and they are hard as fuck, and I have been loving them. So I've been loving what you guys have been putting out. So
thanks.
Yeah, when
Thanks,
Jake was able to make this happen, I was like really stoked on it. So
that's awesome.
Yeah. But I mean, I guess let's just jump right into it, shall we? So yeah, you guys formed about this time last year.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess it's been almost exactly a year right now.
Ryan, our drummer, he actually just shared something on his Instagram, which I assume might be like a memory from this day last year. So I think it's right around this time that we kicked things off.
Yeah.
Were you guys able to like play any shows and before things got crazy, or?
No, we had a tour booked with Obey the Brave and a bunch of other stuff in the works, and unfortunately due to COVID, I think we ended up postponing the tour to a later date, and then that was confirmed. And then after we saw that there was like none of this letting up, and the limitations for us to play shows were still dwindling, we ended up not being able to do that tour, and then Obey the Brave kind of threw in the towel after that. So
that's too bad. So no one's seen Teeth play live yet.
No,
Not yet.
Except for Teeth.
Yeah.
we also had like a couple propositions, and like we were floating around ideas too to do something like a live stream kind of thing. But the more we thought about it, the more we were just like, this isn't the type of band that we want to kick off our first performance via webcast. You know, we definitely need to see a crowd out front losing their shit.
Definitely, you guys need that energy to feed off of, and yeah, I feel like unfortunately, I know we're in, because of COVID, we're in like the era of live streaming shows and everything, but it's just not the same. It's not the same, especially if like no one's seen you perform yet. Like,
yeah,
I don't know. I totally get that.
like Blake said, man, I think for us, it just needs to be like, just with how in your face everything that we've released is, like the whole like message behind Teeth. I think it needs to be a bunch of people in a room. I don't know that like, I was just worried that like some of that would be lost
For sure.
on like a, if we were like fucking streaming a webcam thing, I don't know.
Yeah,
I mean, that stuff's cool. Sure. Like nothing against it at all. There's a bunch of bands.
Yeah,
doing,
definitely.
Like,
maybe just not for our debut.
Yeah. I don't think that's
absolutely.
Like the first time people see our band. I don't know that I want that to be how they see us, So
yeah, that's fair. How has COVID affected the band aside from not being able to play shows?
Honestly, man, like
Not much.
not too bad. Like we've been lucky enough to, we do a lot of stuff ourselves and like kind of internally. So we weren't really like outsourcing a lot of shit to anyone to begin with. So, like between like writing and recording and demoing, working on the record, that was all sort of us and our buddy Davis anyway. So, when COVID hit, like, and the other thing too, is like we demo a lot of stuff like remotely. Right. So like, I live out here in Fort Erie and Blake lives in Hamilton and Legs lives up in Cornwall. So we're not super far away from each other, but a lot of the time, like we just have a really rad system where like we'll kind of write the bones of a song and then bounce it around to each other. Right. So that's sort of like, we've already kind of been doing that, and COVID just kind of reinforced the need to be doing that. Right. So it's like, nothing really changed. It's not like we were always in a room together and then like all of a sudden COVID happened and like we couldn't get together anymore. So it's like, it hasn't been too weird. but I mean, like the touring thing kind of sucks, as we were excited to kind of get out there and like play shows and, you know, kind of like throw the band out there for the first time ever, and then COVID hit, and then, you know.
Yeah, especially after we built for so long, and we were like finally reaching the point where we had like enough material to do live stuff, and that was definitely a blow. But we kind of tried to take the negative and turn it into as much of a positive as we possibly could, and just stay busy.
Yeah.
In our own right, just to keep writing and keep gathering material for this like forthcoming album and all that jazz. So yeah, we've still been trying to stay busy to the best of our ability.
Okay. What about like as individuals? What have you guys been doing to keep busy aside from band stuff, I guess?
I mean, I'm the artist relations director at a company called Positive Grid. So that's like my full-time kind of day job.
Okay.
So I get to do AR stuff all day, which is pretty cool. I get to deal with like a lot of guitar players and bass players and shit. So, I mean, that's sort of like my dream. You're right. So yeah, I pretty much just get to like, I pretty much get to talk to friends all day, which is pretty cool. Yeah, it's pretty rad. And I work from home, so nothing really changed there, right? Because Positive Grid's a US company. So I work remotely, so nothing really changed there for me. Aside from like, you know, obviously not being able to go out with like my fiance and go grab dinner or to the movies or whatever. Like we've just been kind of homebodies since this all happened. So, but yeah, man, it's just been like kind of working, keeping busy, doing the band stuff, trying to just, you know, write as much. Like we have so many songs lined up at this point. Like we were just going over some of them, and it's like overwhelming how much stuff we have. So it's like to the point now where it's like we're gonna have to like refine and like figure out like what's gonna land on the record.
Not a bad thing,
right?
Which is like a great place to be, right?
Yeah.
So
yeah, it's not a bad problem.
Yeah, so I think that's like kind of the silver lining with the COVID stuff. And I mean, I see a lot of bands complaining, and I get why, right? Like it sucks to not be on the road, and
of course
it sucks to like not be able to hang out with your friends and stuff. But like I feel like once you get over that and you kind of like hunker down and just take it for what it is, I think there's a lot of like room to grow, right? Like there's a lot of it kind of forces you to be creative when you don't want to be, you know what I mean? Because like what the fuck else are you gonna do? You know, it's like you can't go outside, you can't, you know what I mean? Like you can't be wasting your time partying or going to the bar or whatever the fuck else you do.
Right.
So like I feel like that, that's kind of like the, I don't know, like the diamond in the rough, so to speak, or whatever, you know, when it comes to being all of us being stuck in this like global pandemic.
For sure.
Yeah,
it's just a means for us to be more creative. But yeah, Blake, I know you've been up to a bunch of shit too, right?
Yeah, I mean, I got a 4-year-old at home, so I've been spending a ton of time with him, which has just been the best. And he's very present with a lot of the band stuff too. He's always coming down to hang out, and so that's never been a struggle there. So with that, lots of family time and writing all the time, constantly, sheets upon sheets of words and ideas, and then I also manage a nightclub in Hamilton and we just opened. We just opened under phase 2 regulations. Hold on.
That's Absinthe?
That's right, yeah.
Right on.
Yeah, so we've been
okay,
busy
so you guys are still in operation? You're not one of the businesses that had to go down because of all of this?
Oh, no, we went down. We went down for sure. And then phase 2 allowed us to have people on our patio. We had a weird loophole because our patio also... there's windows that open up to our stage, which is on the inside. So we've kind of like been able to have live music performed to the patio. We've been given musicians who once thought maybe they wouldn't have the chance to perform again. They've been able to perform out of our establishment. So it's been pretty awesome for the music community in Hamilton to come together again and shake off those cobwebs and all this. So yeah, we're working with like crazy limitations. Obviously, we can only have a certain amount of people inside and outside of our establishment, but yeah, lots to do. And I think all in all, it's a positive. We haven't had any spikes or cases of COVID in our establishment or anything like that. So, but that being said, there's always something every day, something new to learn and like new rules to abide by, with all this stuff that we're not used to. So just kind of going with the flow and trying not to succumb to the bullshit.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. So yeah, sorry. You mentioned your son, who's 4, as he's like into the band stuff. How,
Yeah,
like,
he's like our
has
fourth
he-
member.
Yeah.
No, he's just always been present. Like, I don't know, he's attached to my hip. He's my everything. So he comes wherever I go, and music's a
that's
very
so
big
cool.
part of that. And he's just like the most chill to have around. I think he's genuinely interested with music and just everything that comes to be a part of it. And we've never had an issue with him being present for these things, and he's never
That's wicked.
been a distraction. So it's been
and
amazing.
it doesn't scare him.
Yeah, no, exactly. Well, I mean, when we shot the video for Filth, I think there was a point
Yeah.
where I might have scared him, but he knew that Dad was just performing for the old camera. But I think it's also important that he grows up around this community, and to see how that there is an outlet for him down the road that he could potentially utilize down the road.
Absolutely.
It's not easy growing up, especially nowadays. So I mean, if he can find some sort of comfort in having music as an outlet, then I think that's a beautiful thing.
Not to mention, knowing the fact now that like just because people make hard music doesn't mean that they're scary people.
No, yeah. Well, it's good that he's learning that earlier on.
Yeah,
For sure.
Yeah, that's been like something I've learned only in the last like few years of working in the music industry, and like doing this podcast. Like, this is something that came up because of COVID.
Yeah.
Oh, crazy.
That's amazing.
Right. But just like you said, just like needing that creative outlet, needing something to do.
Yeah.
And I've just like, been lucky enough to interview some really interesting, cool people. And every time I'm like, like my girlfriend, every time I'm done, she has her office set up in our bedroom. So I always go and open the door once I'm done. And she's like, how was it? I'm like, they were the nicest people. And she's like, oh, really? Yeah. It's been very cool. Like,
That's
just,
beautiful.
like,
I'm
having
glad that you're
realization.
doing that.
But yeah, man, let's talk a bit more about the band. So I did read online that Teeth kind of was formed out of just needing an outlet, somewhere to let out a bunch of anger that you guys kind of like collectively had kept inside. Why is that? Why was that so important to form this? I guess it's a side project, or
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's definitely like a main thing.
Yeah.
It's definitely. I think right now it's like all of our main focus.
It started out as like an idea of no expectations and no commitment. And I think after the first session, we were like, we have something here that's really special, and that's hitting us all on every level. And we would be doing ourselves a disservice if we didn't move forward with it. So it was pretty quick that we found something that could have just potentially been a one-off side project to be our main our main focus.
right? Chris, I know you're kind of like more actively in other bands, or at least like bands that are putting stuff out. And Blake, have you just kind of been taking a break from the music scene? Because I know Straight Reads the line like hasn't been putting anything out in a few years.
Yeah, no, I've been in several bands, but definitely before Teeth kicked into high gear, I wasn't doing anything original for quite some time. I was dealing with some like personal things, cleaning up some substance abuse issues that I was having, and just kind of.
Oh, congratulations, man!
Thanks,
That's good.
man. Yeah, I'll be 3 years in January. Pretty stoked.
Oh, that's amazing.
So I think with that, I needed to make sure that I was okay before I delved into something that I associated a reckless lifestyle with before.
Right.
And
yeah.
Teeth was most definitely a safe space because Chris, myself, and Legs, we all share a common ground with that whole lifestyle, whereas it's just non-existent in this group. And that definitely made me want to pour myself into it. So, but other than that, yeah, I think the only thing musically I was doing within the last couple of years would have been I was in like a cover band, which was like awesome because it was like members of old bands that I used to like grow up loving, and just like kind of like local heroes to Hamilton.
Okay.
So to play alongside with them was kind of like an honor in a kind of a tacky kind of way, but it was a lot of fun. And definitely like we'd do like 90s covers like once a month, and it was just a lot of fun. And I also found like a new range in my vocals with that. So yeah, it was definitely kind of like a learning experience, but it was fun above all else.
Cool.
Yeah.
Who are some of the guys in that cover band?
There was like Derek Petrella and Dan Akari. They used to be in a band called Black Maria. It was like on Victory back in the day. Jeff Legree was in a band called Eglinton, and And then my buddy or Ellington and then my buddy James, he was like in another like kind of local Hamilton metal band. But yeah, just like the best dudes, kind of like a couple of years older than me. So like they were kind of the dads of the band, and they kind of saw me struggling and then clean up midway through that band's kind of tenure. And it was a lot of fun. It was definitely like a rewarding experience.
Cool. And then Chris, you're involved in 100 Suns.
Yep.
There's a couple more in there too, right?
Yeah. So I mean, yeah, I started 100 Suns back in 2013 when my old band Dead Divine broke up. So that was like that's sort of like my next step after Dead and Divine stuff kind of hit the fan. So yeah, I was doing that for a while, and we're still doing shit. We're just kind of laying low right now. And yeah, I also like write occasionally in the band Norma Jean, and yeah, for a minute I was talking about joining Obey the Brave. So that would have been cool, but they decided to call it quits. So thanks, COVID. Thanks for fucking killing the gig.
Yeah, so, but like at least it's paved the way for Teeth, right? Like you guys are definitely onto something. So
yeah, for sure, man.
Yeah.
And like with 100 Suns, it's like me and Corey from Norma Jean, and like it's always just this scheduling stuff is always kind of tough with that, and
right.
It's a little bit more like radio friendly, so there's like a lot. It's not like there isn't more work that goes into it. It's got to be like a lot more like premeditated, and like just with the expectations of that band too. Like it just takes a lot longer for anything to happen.
Right.
And we released our first record in 2017, so like we did that and we toured a bit. And that like went to radio, which was pretty cool, and like it did pretty well, which was awesome. And then yeah, like Norma Jean had to start touring again because that's like really Corey's like main source of income. That's like his full-time band, right? So
right, yeah.
Once Norma Jean picked up, I was like, I need to keep fucking moving, dude, because I'm gonna go crazy if I'm like just sitting on my hands all the time.
Okay.
So that's when like the Teeth thing came up. I was like, I have all these like heavy riffs in the bag, and like that's kind of like where I come from, dude. Like I grew up like listening to like metal and hardcore, so like to me like Teeth is like, if anything, Teeth is like my like happy place, man. Like it's like that's like my safe zone where it's like I can just churn this shit out all day because it's just like what I'm most comfortable doing.
Right.
And then like I knew that Blake was between bands, and I was like, this is a perfect opportunity to get all of us together. And like, because we've talked about like being in bands together for years,
since
man.
Third Old Dead Divine days, probably.
Yeah, we did our first tours together and shit. So like we've always been like best friends, and like it's just always been this thing where it's like, oh, like we should do a thing together at some point, and it never lines up because like everyone's always busy. So like yeah, this sort of just, it was like we kind of hit this sweet spot where everyone had a little bit of time, and like Legs was ready to do it too. Because Legs also plays in 100 Suns. So 100 Suns had time off. So Legs and I are free, and Blake was free, and we're like, let's just fucking bang out some like super heavy pissed off music, man. Cause like we all need that outlet, right? Like everyone,
for sure,
you know, everyone needs a little bit of that in their life. So yeah, it just sort of made sense. And yeah, now we're here. Yep.
Sweet. That's wicked. And then, yeah, you guys mentioned that everything is pretty much DIY with the band.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, like, yeah, it's like everything is very DIY with the exception of like just we roll with like a few very close friends. Like our buddy Travis Didluck and Lee Zavitz like helped us with the Filth video. And our buddy Morgan Ted, who's like just like the biggest badass. He lives in the UK.
Yeah. He's
done all the other videos for us. And then our really good friend Davis Maxwell records and engineers everything for us, right? So it like, and it's all very tight knit, but it's like us and like a couple dudes.
Oh, cool. Where does David work out of?
Davis works. He's actually hilariously enough like down the street from me here in Fort Erie. Like you would think there would be nothing going on here. Yeah, it's the best. It's
literally
like,
everything is going on here that we need to utilize.
Oh, and also I should shout out like Abby at Flowers and Bones. She does like a lot of our merch designs. She's another like huge part of like just like the visual and stuff. But like we also do a lot of the graphic design in house. And we do some of the merch designs ourselves, but like Abby will jump in and like pop off some cool shit every once in a while too. So I should definitely mention her. But but yeah, I mean, yeah, Davis is in Fort Erie, which is like, how convenient is that, man? Like smallest town ever. And then I moved here with my fiance a few years ago, and yeah, we just like linked up, and he's kind of like Davis rules because he comes from like the same background as us, where he's like super into hardcore and like metal stuff, and he's like really into like really sludgy shit. So to have a dude in like this tiny town where I can like drive 10 minutes down the road and like just, he's got this really badass church studio too, which is like his extra bonus. It's like built in this huge old church, and there's like a pipe organ in there and like these crazy stained glass windows. So it's like all the vibes. It's kick ass. So yeah, we just go there and record everything, and yeah, we do everything kind of ourselves, and like I said, with like couple really close friends.
That's wicked. Now tell me, why Fort Erie?
Why did I move here?
Yeah.
Well, so my fiance Jess grew up here. She spent like a bunch of her life growing up in. We actually live in Ridgeway. It's like right outside of Fort Erie.
Okay.
And it's just like cute little town, man. And it's like her family lives here, and like we have some friends here, and rent is so much cheaper, and we can have a backyard, and it's like,
yeah.
You know, we have a dog, Colby, so she can run around and actually like play and have fun. And we're right on the border too. We're right on the border of Buffalo, and my fiance Jess, she's an American citizen as well. So it just opens up like job opportunities too for her. Like she can work in Buffalo or she can work here.
Cool.
And it's just like, yeah, it's just, I don't know. We have a lot, like I said, a lot of friends and family here. We're like 2 minutes away from, in my opinion, like the best beach in Ontario. Like, it's just, it's awesome. It, like, you know, it's just, there's like all sorts of cool shit going on. And it's, like I said, it's got that small town charm. And it just felt like time to get out of like the city, dude. Like,
oh man, I'm only asking because like I've started talking about moving out of the city. I'm in Toronto, and man, it's getting so expensive.
Oh, dude, it's crazy, right? Yeah,
like, it is.
Like we were able to come out here and like we like live in a house, so it's like just that alone is like, yeah, I'm like as a fellow Torontonian, it's like, good luck with that, dude. You know what I mean? Like that that's unheard of. You know,
right?
I'm turning 34, and like to be living in a house is like there's just no way I could do that living in Toronto at this age.
No one can.
Like nobody can, dude.
Can.
Like the job you'd need to have would be ridiculous, and I'm not that smart, dude. And like, you know, so it's like, yeah, I mean, I'm not that talented, and fucking metalcore ain't paying the bills, so. You know, so like, you know, yeah, it just made sense to come out here, and it's like. So relaxed, man. We can like have bonfires in our backyard and barbecue, and it's just super chill. So yeah, man, I like it here. It's good.
Yeah. Okay. And then Blake, you're based in Hamilton.
I'm in Hamilton. Yeah. Which is pretty sweet, but also it's getting close to becoming like Toronto by the day. It's rents rising, you know, population's increasing. It's
it's because everyone from Toronto is just moving out there.
That's right, and that's why. Right? So thanks a lot. Yeah. And also, no, I'm just kidding. But yeah, no, I love it. It's great for now. I've definitely explored thinking about moving this way, just because I love Fort Erie. I love Ridgeway. It's beautiful out here. There's a lot of homies that live out this way now, or have for a while, and it's quiet. I'm not like a city kid anymore, where I was in my earlier years, but now I'm kind of like old geriatric Blake that likes quiet time and you know, no horns honking, but yeah, Hamilton's tight. I'm pretty situated out there, so I'll probably be there for a little while, realistically. Right. And then I'm guessing the drive from Hamilton to Fort Erie isn't too bad. No, either, it's like 45 minutes the way I drive.
If that, man. Yeah.
Right on.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, tell me, guys, why is there no bass in the band? It's just the three of you, right?
Well, yeah. Well, so there is in the recordings. Like I track all the bass. Just we have it. But no, there will be like a touring bass player. It's just at the time, like for us, it was like me, Blake, and Leg just clicked so well, and it made so much sense, and we had everything done.
That's all we needed, really.
It was just like, yeah, it's just like, why add another voice? Like we had already had like all the songs that you've heard. So like Destroyer and Filth and Death Race and Writhe were already done between the three of us. So it was like, okay, well we gotta take like promo photos, and like we gotta kind of announce this band, like do whatever. So we all kind of had a vision, and like I mean, like I'm sure you know, like, you know, the more cooks in the kitchen, the harder it gets, right? Mm-hmm. So it was like,
oh yeah,
do we just like do we bring another dude in as like an official member? Well, technically another two people, right? Because we're going to need another guitar player.
Yeah.
And we have another guitar player. His name's Andy. He's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
we just haven't like gotten around to like doing anything with him yet, and we haven't been touring, so like we haven't had a chance to play live. But
it just doesn't make sense just right now, right?
Just right now, it's just like the three of us are getting everything done, right? So it's like I feel like it makes the most sense. Like we all had the whole thing with Teeth is like the three of us wanted to do this together. We had a vision for it, and I think that like skewing that or distorting that in any way, or like again, not to say that like we're the fucking end all be all or whatever of whatever, but like I just think that like we need to like get the point across as clearly as possible, and then like bring people in to like help us keep that rolling. So like up until right now, there's just been really no need to like bring anyone else in or like overcomplicate things.
Yeah, no, it's not like it was like a really like thought out like calculated thing. It was just like we were all just working so good together, and like Chris said, it's like we just didn't find the need to welcome anybody else in when we pretty much had all of our ducks in a row.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. Do you have any like people in mind? Well, you said you have Andy in mind for
Andy's our guy for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, Andy. Yeah. He also plays in a band called Deck Piss.
Okay.
Which is fucking like this rad punk band from Hamilton.
Yeah, if you check out Deck Piss on Spotify, you're gonna have a good time.
They're sick.
Deck Piss.
Yeah. So yeah, Andy's gonna be touring, playing guitar with us. He's the man, like he rules.
Yeah.
And then yeah, for bass, like it's I don't know, like Les Claypool or something, probably. Yeah. Or like maybe Fieldy from Korn.
Or the guy from Metallica. Not Newstead, but the other guy.
Robert.
Yeah. Ozzy's guy.
Yeah. So we'll see.
He showed interest.
No way. Oh, cool.
I'm totally kidding.
Yeah, we're joking.
Fuck. All right, guys. I was just like, shit.
Imagine.
Okay.
We're gonna get Nipples, who was the first bassist of Straight Reads the Line.
Yeah, I don't know. There's definitely like, there's a few people who've been kicking around. Like our buddy Terrence from Obey the Brave. Like he was gonna do that tour with us. Right. That tour that we were supposed to be on with Obey the Brave. He was gonna pull double duty. Which would have been super badass, but that never, like I said, that didn't happen. So that tour got canned, and then they ended up breaking up. So like I don't know what's going on with that, but yeah, I mean we'll see. There's definitely like a few people in mind, and he could be one of them. I don't know. Just gonna have to work it out, see what makes the most sense. And like what kind of like fits when it comes to touring, right? Because like that's the thing. Like the biggest thing for us is like you got to be ready to like hit the road as hard as we plan to in 2021.
Right.
So it's just scheduling needs to make sense. So
right. Okay. All right. Well, you've released 5 singles already. Are there going to be any more singles before the album drops, or?
I don't know, man. Like I personally, I wasn't planning on it. Like I hadn't really thought we would, but like you never know, dude. Like I don't know, man. Like
what was the question? I'm sorry. My phone blew up. I'm sorry about that.
Blake
just had a worries.
Panic attack.
Yeah.
He was asking if we're gonna release another single before the record comes out, and I was like, I don't like.
Yeah, we haven't really discussed that up until it was just asked right now. But I feel like the way we've been rolling out our material in the past, which has just been single after single after single after single, it's like, do we approach it where we just drop another single, be like, hey, the album's coming out soon, or do we just drop the whole fucking album without anybody knowing about it? Or I don't even think we know.
Yeah, okay, I personally I would love to just drop the record.
Same,
Is it like close to being ready for that, or?
Pardon me?
Like what kind of time frame would this be, you think?
Well, the record would definitely drop in 2021 at this rate. Just because of like time constraints.
Would have been done by now for sure, but maybe it was a blessing in disguise that we had a little more time to figure it out. But
But it would definitely be like 2021. I would love to release it like early 2021.
Yeah.
Before the summer.
For sure.
Like first or second quarter would be really cool. Just because like I would love to sort of like use that to set our year up.
Right.
And then get touring once things get back to normal. So
right.
And we just have like I said, man, we have so many songs too where it's just like the more I listen to them all together, the more I kind of I know Blake and I were talking about this, and like Legs and I have talked about it. It's like I would just love to present it as like one, not to get too like corny and up our own ass, but like it'd be nice to like give everyone like a collection of Teeth songs.
Yeah, of course.
Instead of like these kind of one-offs, which I think are really cool, and they definitely have value in their own way. Like I do think that like in the current industry landscape, like releasing singles is something a lot of bands should start doing.
For sure.
Okay.
I think I don't know that like full-length albums are gonna be like the norm for much longer. I don't know, right? Like I'm not sure, but like just the way like people's like attention spans nowadays, they're so short, right? So it's like you gotta stay on top of things and you gotta keep moving. So but like I think that we like Blake was saying, like we've released you know, a handful of singles now. And I think the next move is to really do something like a little bit bigger, like visually and creatively. Again, like sounds a little corny, and like every band kind of like, I don't know. I feel like every band like overhypes their albums, you know, where it's like, this is going to be the best thing we've ever done. And we've grown and whatever, you know, but like, you know, but like, I think for us, like, it's just the most obvious next step is to like release like a collection of things that all go together. And I mean, it just makes sense too for like, even like recording budgets and shit like that. Like when you're doing like one song at a time, like
it adds up more so than
just,
if you're
it's like tough. Whereas like, if you like, you know, if you fund a whole record, it just kind of makes more sense to like put more money and more time and stuff into it. So I think that's like the next move. Sorry to fucking ramble, by the way.
No. And I think at this point too, it's been reciprocated that our fans have kind of just been like, okay, great, love the singles, so good, love them, big fan. Where's the full length? So it definitely makes sense that that's going to be the next drop. So yeah, if it comes all at once or it comes after a single, that remains to be seen, I guess.
Okay. Now, Blake, I know you're a pretty big vinyl head, so are you going to be excited to put this out on vinyl?
Yeah, I hope so, man. I hope 100%, so. Yeah,
100%.
Yeah. Sweet.
Hundo P.
Right here. Yeah. From the singles that are out right now, what are your which one is your favorite? Ooh. Or the one that you're most proud of?
Oh, I don't know, man. I was listening to our Spotify the other day in the car.
Yeah.
Thinking about that, I was like, I don't know which one I dig the most, man, because like, I feel like you just have a tendency, like whatever the most recent thing is, like every human or like every creative type, you're like, you know, like there's like an inclination to lean towards the most recent thing you've done.
Okay.
So like the answer would be Writhe, but like, I don't know, dude. Cause then I listen back to like Death Ray, like again, like I'm not embarrassed to admit, like I like our band, like, you know, like,
yeah.
And I think every band should be like that. Like I like the shit we release, because I'm writing it for me, first and fucking foremost.
Definitely a good sign, yeah.
Like I hear Filth, like when I listen back to Filth, I'm like, fuck, dude, this is like a shit kicker. And then like even Destroyer, like I hadn't heard that song in so long, and I listened to that and I was like, fuck, man,
it's really hard.
This song is sick, and Smother's kind of sick. Like,
it's very sick.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I just like,
hard to pick one for sure. I can give. It's so hard, man.
Yeah, do you have one?
I'm gonna go with Destroyer just because it was the song that kind of kicked everything off, and it came from such a pure place, and it was just so like honest and real. Not to say that everything we've done ever since hasn't been, but it was just kind of, that one just stands out the most because it was really the benchmark for what we do up until this point. But I mean, yeah, like Filth is fucking huge. Smother is incredible. Death Race, we did Death Race when we basically accepted our fate that we weren't going to be going on tour and that our album to be recorded was going to be postponed. So we wanted to voice our frustrations to COVID and the current climate of the world in song form. And that's what Death Race was. So that holds quite a bit of significance. And of course, Writhe is super recent and touches on such an important subject matter. And it's, I think, I can't give you one, dude. I
think, dude, like, I think Death Race is definitely up there for me too, just because like, I feel like it was like a special moment when we realized that we weren't going to be touring for the rest of the year.
Yeah.
And that like the world was fucking literally shutting down
before our eyes. Yeah.
And I think that like coming to like the realization of all that stuff and like kind of just like coming to terms with it and then saying, fuck it. Let's just keep going. Like, let's just keep going.
It's so special because where we once felt we had literally nothing, like everything was kind of slowly being ripped away or it was dwindling away. The only comfort we could find was that we knew we could still get in a room, socially distanced, of course, or remotely the way we did that song, and create and give us a sense of normalcy. And that's very much like how we felt during the process of that song.
Yeah. And I remember like also like just like the mad, like we kind of like had some of those ideas in the bag, and then like the COVID stuff happened and we were like, let's just write a song about this and like how frustrating it is and like just how like, dude, it's like so awful, like the whole COVID thing too, man. Like it's so terrible for so many people in so many different ways. When it like even it comes to like domestic abuse and stuff like that, you have kids being stuck at home and they can't go to school and they're with their fucking shitty abusive parents or you know like like women who can't go to work and they're stuck at home with their shitty husbands, like,
or if you have like a drug problem and
Yeah.
usually you'd be able to take a couple days off from that by doing something else that you considered real life, but now you got nothing to.
Now you got nothing.
yeah, it's just this kind of like
Or
psychological.
even just mental health, man. Mental
Yeah.
health people right now are
It's hard
struggling.
on everyone.
Exactly, and
Yeah.
it's just kind of like this kind of like psychological trip that everyone's kind of having to deal with. And like, I remember like when we were talking, we're like, let's just write a song about this. So we kind of started piecing it together, and then like it happened so quickly. It like we banged it out really quick, and then it was like a mad race to like track it
Yeah.
and get it out because like we were like, I want to be the first band to like talk about this, man. Like it was like a mad dash to release like the first COVID-19 song.
Yeah.
Right.
And like, and not for like publicity or just because like I was like, let's fucking be the first band.
We were so driven by it.
I was like so stoked on it, and I was like, shit, dude, like no one else is talking about this right now.
Yeah.
And like we have this kind of like unique opportunity where it's like I record a lot of stuff at my home studio. Like I have a really modest like small little home studio. I record a lot of shit here, man. Like Blake has his own like mic and like his own shit at home. Legs can do all his drum stuff at his house. So it's like we're like, let's just fucking do it. Like, let's just go as fast as we can, get this done as quickly as we can. We're all comfortable with our instruments. So it's not like we're not cutting corners, but it's like, let's just get this done so we can be, I don't know, we can like give people something to relate to, because that's the other thing, right? Like when this all happened, like bands kind of like shut down, you know, like the arts and like the creative community sort of like ground to a halt. You know, there's like nothing happening in film and television and music and all that stuff. Everyone kind of got like stuck. So I was like, let's like, dude, like how cool would it be to be like the band that like some people maybe, hopefully, fingers crossed, maybe people like associate the positive with like us releasing this song that relates directly to what they're going through right now in real time. Like it's almost like a narrative, right? So
Yeah.
there's not a lot of times that you get just like we haven't lived through many moments in history where you can like kind of grab onto that. And it wasn't like I said, it wasn't like a PR thing. It was just like, fuck, dude, like how cool it like would it be to like, I don't know, get like throw this music out there and like hopefully people connect to it because it's happening right now, you know? Like
Definitely.
this isn't about something that happened in the past, or like this isn't like a metaphorical thing. It's like, dude, it's like going down right now.
Yeah.
And like if we
It's
can
so
get
topical.
it out, it's just kind of, and it's weird, right? Like it's like, again, there's not many opportunities to do something like that, right? So we were just like, let's fucking do this. And like, so I think that song is like special to me, man.
For sure.
I was like so pumped that we were able to get it out, and like nothing was in the way, and we just like it worked. And I also think that song, like, I still think it has like the most plays on their Spotify. So like the fact that it connected with people was like really, really cool.
Right. Yeah.
You had a lot of support behind that song. It felt really good to get it out there for sure.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, that's cool, because that was my favorite one, the favorite one that I had to. Yeah, that was actually I'm pretty sure the first Teeth song that I had heard was Death Race. And then the first video I saw was Filth, and so those are my top two.
Cool. Thanks, buddy.
Why is the band called Teeth?
That was like for me, man. It was always like, so my old band. I was in an old band. My old band, Dead and Divine. We had a song called Teeth, and like for the longest time, like we had talked about making that like an album name, and like while that name was bouncing around, like dude, like the second I heard it, I was like, fuck, dude, I wish I could like start a band called Teeth, because like it's just so like I don't know, man. It's just such like a primal thing, you know, like I don't know. There's just like it just like elicits like a certain image in my brain, and like I just think with the way that this band sounds, it just makes so much sense. And it has nothing to do with Dead and Divine or anything like that. It's just like that just I just heard when we came up with that song name, I was like, fuck, dude, it's too bad we didn't name our band that. You know?
Right.
So when the time came, I was like, I want to start a band called Teeth, because like it's simple, it's like memorable, it's like easy to recognize.
Sounds aggressive.
It just sounds like it's sort of like it kind of leads you in a certain direction. When you hear it without hearing the band, like you kind of know what to expect. Like I feel like you would assume it's maybe heavy, but it's also not like it's also not like over the top like evil or dark or like, you know, like a lot of metal bands have these like just like really over the top names, you know, like Cannibal Corpse, you know, which
Yes.
who is sick. Yeah, exactly. And like, you know, it's like those dude, like Cannibal Corpse is fucking sick. And I'm Shitfucker's biggest fan, but
That's a good name.
but Teeth is just sort of like, it's kind of like it's just sort of like, I don't know, man. I feel like it kind of like leaves you wondering like what the band is about.
For sure.
It doesn't sound too like sinister and like, oh, you know, like we're heavy. But I think once you hear our band and then you associate the two, I think it makes like so much sense, man. Because it's just so like gritty and like kind of in your face, and like there's also like lots of weird stuff. Like I've always like I have a tooth tattoo because there's like the whole like all the mythology surrounding like teeth for like humans, like people, and like what we associate like dental health with. But like, you know how there's like, you know, you have
we like to spread the word of oral hygiene.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, floss.
Yeah.
But you know, there's like the psychological stuff too, right? Where it's like, you know, like I'm sure you've heard like if you dream about like losing your teeth, you know, it's just there's like all those like all that shit.
Yeah.
It's like super creepy, weird stuff where it's like it could mean like death, or like it could mean that you're dying because like historically,
or like letting go of something.
Like letting go of something, or like you're concerned about losing something important to you because like teeth are this. It's just, you know, it goes again. I'm not to get like too deep and corny, but there's just like
it holds.
I don't know. It just seemed like it made so much sense for this band.
For sure, yeah.
And like I mentioned it to Legs, and he was like, "Fuck yes!" Like right away. So I was like, "Okay, that's good." So like he's like super into it. And like, yeah, like I mentioned like both Blake and Legs were like just down as fuck right out of the gate.
Yeah. Well, I think the word you said was primal, and like that's kind of what I got to from it when I was listening to it. I'm also like, as you're explaining all of this, I'm staring at the photo of you, Blake, like pulling your mouth open.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, like that, it's teeth. Like, you know?
Dude, it's like, yeah, when you think of like even like predators and like just like what teeth do, you know what I mean? Like they tear things apart and they like deconstruct shit, and like, you know what I mean? And like it's like they're violent in a lot of ways and like unsettling, and like there's like I said, there's like the whole mythology and like all the psychology around like decay and like what, you know, like what teeth mean to people in society, and like it like represents like vigor and like health and like strength. You know, like we could go down the rabbit hole, I'm sure, and like a lot of this shit I'm like pulling out of my butt right now, but like it's just like, dude, it like
I'm hanging on to every word here. I'm just like, that's so true.
Yeah, but it's all crossed my mind, like, and like I mean, obviously, like above all, I was like, it just sounds cool, but like like all that stuff sort of applies, right? Like I just think that it's just like, I don't know, when you think about teeth, you just think about like, I don't know, a lot of things cross a lot of people's minds, and it makes sense. For us, so.
It means so much to so many different things to different people.
Yeah,
it's nice that it fits so snugly too, just because usually it's such a daunting task trying to name a band. So having this kind of and just hitting it out of the park right off the hop, be like, yeah, this is definitely teeth.
Yeah.
So
nose didn't really fucking hold the same weight.
Ankle, we tried.
Well, I think also just having like a band name with like just a one syllable band name, like like it's just, it feels good, you know. Again,
that's
like,
the other thing, dude. Like I've always been in like multi-word bands, you know, where it's like, and like you see it on like a flyer, and it's like fuck, like it's just like they're trying to cram your band name into this little tiny spot, and I was like, dude, teeth is short, man. Teeth is short, and sweet.
It is
5 letters, like that's like, dude, you can print that shit huge, man. There we go.
Yeah, for sure.
If we're a support band, our name's gonna still look bigger than a headliner, so fuck them.
Cool. So also before this, I was creeping you guys on Insta, well, both the band pages and then your personal pages. So I'm gonna ask about, we're gonna do kind of like a hot ones thing where I ask about pictures, certain pictures in the thing. So I think whose is this? This is Chris. How long have you been using Alpha Brain?
Oh, dude.
Since Joe Rogan told us to.
Yes. Since Joe told me to. Since Aubrey. No. It's been. Fuck, dude. It's been. Let me think. So I tried it. So it's actually like, it goes way back. So I tried it like 3 years ago.
Okay.
Because I like got into the idea of nootropics, and I was like, that's really interesting, dude. Like I never thought about that. It never occurred to me that you could like, obviously like, I've been into like going to the gym and like powerlifting and shit like that for like years now, and I've always been like an athletic dude. So like I've always been like a big like kind of like stocky guy. Like played football my whole life, and then like over the years I got into like powerlifting and stuff like that. So it's like I've always been super familiar with like supplementing, like for physical, like for like muscle growth and whatever, you know, like all that normal shit that everyone's used to. But then like when I heard about the nootropic thing, I was like, that's pretty cool. Like I didn't really realize that was a thing. And also I'm like a fucking nutter, dude. Like I'm so weird. Like I'm so like all like driven to like almost to a fault, where it's like when I get stuck on a subject or like a topic or a project or something like that, like I like drive myself into the ground trying to get it done.
You're all in.
I'm like all in, and then like I have a really hard time like letting stuff go like that. So I was like, I should probably like take a supplement to like make my brain work better.
Okay.
Because I found like I would just get so like, dude, like I would get like obsessed with photography, and like obviously I'm a guitar player, so I'm like obsessed with guitar by default. And then I would get into this photography thing, and then I would get super obsessed with like videography stuff. And then like I like cars, so I get like really obsessed with that. And then like I would get into like I've been doing graphic design my whole life, so then I would be like taking on all these graphic design projects. And then like obviously I have a home life, so like that takes up a chunk of my brain. And then like I have this work, I work for Positive Grid, so like doing that stuff takes up a huge chunk. And it's like at a point like a few years back, I was like, dude, I'm like burning myself out, dude. Like I don't even have like the capacity like mentally to do all this at the same time. So I found myself like switching back and forth between things, which I hated, because that meant I was like leaving loose ends, man. Like I would take on a photography project for a brand and like totally burn myself out while I was doing that. And then I'd realize like I haven't touched my guitar in like four weeks or something like that.
Right.
You know? And then I would get into like, we'd make the 100 Suns record, and that would be like a year-long thing where I was like completely obsessed with that. And I realized that like I hadn't fucking done anything else, dude. Like I'd like, you know, like I was having like all this trouble multitasking because I just get so hell-bent on like these like specific things. So when I found out about nootropics, I was really stoked on it. So I tried it. And the bottle that I got was like so I guess the FDA hadn't approved, or whatever the fuck the process is. I don't know, man. But like I had ordered the Alpha Brain from like the Onnit website.
Yep.
And the Alpha Brain that I got was shipped out of Canada, because I guess there was an issue with shipping non-FDA approved supplements over the border, obviously, right? So I got this like weird Canadian blend, and it had like none of the shit that the actual Alpha Brain had.
Was it still made by Onnit?
It was made by Onnit, but manufactured in Canada. They had like outsourced it and used all different ingredients. Like it was all different shit. So I was like, dude, all this research I've done on this Alpha Brain stuff,
and I got some other shit.
I just got some other weird shit, and I was like, dude, this is like fucking taurine and caffeine, man. Like this isn't like, if you've read up on like the Onnit stuff, it's like it's got all these crazy like proven supplements that like help your brain. And there's like a lot of science has gone into it. And there's been a lot of like studies surrounding it. And like placebo, like double blind, like all that shit. So like when I got something totally different, I was kind of bummed. So I tried it, didn't do anything. Like I didn't notice anything at all. So I gave up on it. I was like, fuck this. I just got like ripped off. That sucks.
So you didn't let Joe know and get your money back? Isn't that part of the deal?
I hit him up. Yeah. So I was like, I hit up on it. I wish I could have hit up Joe. I hit up on it, and I was like, yo, this didn't work. So they gave me my money back and whatever. And then, like a few years down the line, weirdly enough, it was Blake that like nudged me on it, because he got a bottle of it. And I was like, dude, did you get the weird, this is like this year, like a couple months ago. And I was like, dude, did you get the weird Canadian one though? And he like sent me a picture of the back of it, and it was the American one from Austin, Texas. And I was like, holy shit, they must have like figured out a way to get it over the border. It must have just been approved or something. So now I can get it. So then I fucking went nuts and ordered 2 bottles of it. And
sweet. So have you noticed anything?
I mean, like
I know it's not like a very obvious like
No.
but like you do feel like it's like CBD, right? Like it's like you.
Yeah. So like the
It's like,
only
it's
thing,
like a vitamin.
yeah, I don't think that it's like it's nothing like super noticeable, but like the one thing I noticed the most, and it's funny because it's like the Joe Rogan pitch is he always talks about this, and it is really the one thing I noticed is like when I'm talking, just like being able to grab words out of thin air. Like you're again like on a podcast, you stumble for words and you like try to explain yourself and like articulate ideas. I find it makes it a little bit easier to like articulate the things that you're trying to get across. And again, like exactly sort of like pull from your brain's dictionary a little better. So I'm just like, I feel like a little sharper in that respect. I also drink a shitload of coffee. So like that paired up with that is like kind of like super fuel. So
okay.
Yeah, sorry, that was a really long-winded answer for a relatively short question.
Totally fine, man. We're talking about Joe Rogan. This can be a 4-hour podcast if it needs to be.
There we go. We should all get on the Joe Rogan podcast and blow up and act like we don't know nobody.
Yeah, right. Okay, and so Blake, this is from your Instagram. Tell me about Blake Prince and the Alarmist.
Oh shit! Did I post about that? Yeah, just like I think it's just kind of an idea that came from nothing. It's an intimidating one, as I've never really tried to attempt anything of a solo project before, but I definitely have a folder which is very much catered to teeth, and I also have a folder that's very much catered to like some more a poetic approach to words, lyrics, whatever you want to say, and I always kind of had a desire to put it to something different and outside of the box of the heavier genres that I've been involved in the past. And it's still up in the air as to what it's going to be, but I think ultimately it's going to be a collection of songs that I'll eventually perform live. And it's still so early on, just kind of incorporating some artwork and some ideas together and see what comes of it with zero expectations. Just kind of another creative outlet to keep me busy and sharp during these times of uncertainties. Cool.
Tell me about the artwork that you posted with this. Who drew it?
Yeah, so Robbie Smith from Heavy Lolo, which is a band that I grew up just loving so much and ended up becoming pretty tight with those guys down the road after they broke up. And Robbie and I have been in talks like for years and years, and I've always been a huge fan of his style and his like very weird and obscure and obscene at times styles. And when I kind of pitched him the idea of the project and what I wanted to do, he was right on the same page with me, and he drew me 3 characters that might have represented different moods of mine, different statuses that I've been, and it all kind of just came together such as that. And it's so cool to have him be a part of it, just because I grew up looking up to a guy like him. And it's kind of maybe a project that's catered to things that I've personally been inspired by over the years. That's just selfishly mine, I guess.
Right. Yeah. Cool. The artwork is very, very dope. I am very excited to see like what comes out of this.
Thanks, man. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do probably an EP's worth of songs. Nothing crazy with zero expectations. Definitely want to like drop a little merch, maybe a little vinyl run, see what happens. But just ultimately something to keep me busy. And I feel like in my sobriety, I have a very hard time sitting still. I'm constantly doing something. I'm constantly rearranging my apartment or, like painting or, something. And it's just better for my brain to be constantly moving, doing something productive as opposed to being stuck in my own thoughts to where I could have fallen upon hard times again.
What's your favorite thing to do with your son?
Oh man, so much. He's like the funnest kid ever. We love swimming. We love the beach. We just like, I just recently got my Nintendo jailbroken or like modded or whatever. So I have like 100 new games to him that are like old to me, like Batman and like Chippendales Rescue Rangers and shit like that. So we nice. I'm starting to teach him to play that. I don't want him to no offense to like Xbox and PlayStation 3 kids and stuff like that. It's kind of I never really fell into that. I don't have the attention span for it personally, and I definitely would prefer him to do something productive with his life. But I don't see any harm in Nintendo games for him to just kind of keep busy and get his hand-eye coordination down, I guess. But
absolutely, and also just appreciate where gaming has come from.
Yeah, we do that stuff. We go to the drive-in. We love going to movies. We color. We draw a lot. He's so well spoken. It's crazy having such like mature conversations with a 4-year-old, if that makes any sense. But yeah, I don't know. He's my best bud. So we do everything together. So everything we do together is my favorite, except for when he doesn't fucking listen.
yeah, which is probably just gonna get worse and worse. I could relate. My brother's just turned 14.
Oh wow.
And my parents had him when I was 17. So like I kind of had that, like, I don't know, fatherly figure.
Sure.
In
Yeah.
the 60s. So
yeah.
I totally get that.
That's awesome.
Okay, so Chris, let me see. I had a couple of things written down here. So yeah, let's talk about your photography, Chris. I went to your photography Insta and like you're fucking good.
Thanks, man.
So good.
Thank you.
Yeah. How long have you been doing that?
I'd always kind of dabbled with like cell phone photography stuff. Like once phone cameras got, the way that they are, I noticed that I was just, I don't know, I kind of gravitated towards that. Like I'd grown up being like really into graphic design. So that was always a thing. And then like being in bands, like we always needed like some kind of creative imagery or whatever. And like, I'd try to kind of like fill that gap with graphic design stuff, but you'd always have to like outsource photography.
Okay.
And I was like, dude, photography is like fun as fuck. And like, I enjoy it just for fun, just like goofing around. Right. So I sort of got like a little more into it. Like when phones started getting like better cameras. And then, a few years back, I'm trying to think of when it would have been. It's probably been 5 or 6 years now. I got my first like DSLR. So I got a real camera and I started messing around with that. Like right out of the gate, like I mentioned earlier, I have like a really obsessive personality. So
you got really into it.
I got super into it right out of the gate and like obsessed with it. So I like picked it up really fast. And I think that was also like kind of a motivator too. Like it was sort of like a cyclical thing where I was obsessed with learning more about it. And then like learning more about it made me more obsessed to learn more. Like, you know what I mean? So it was like this sort of like cyclical thing that just kept like building and building. And then, man, I just started like taking photo stuff for like the bands I was in, like 100 Suns happened. And I was like, cool, I can do some of our promo shots because like I could just like set up like a remote shutter and I could shoot all of our own stuff. And then like, so that happened and like people complimented that work. So I was like, holy fuck, dude, like people actually like what I'm doing. That's pretty cool. And like, I've never had that. Like no one's ever really like paid attention to photos I've taken. That's kind of this weird new thing.
Right.
So that was kind of a motivator. So I just got more and more into it. And then, I started doing stuff for other bands and other artists and then slowly started shooting for brands and then upgraded a couple cameras and then started getting more involved with like video work and creative direction and visual direction and like stuff like that. So I was like directing videos and like I co-directed the 100 Suns videos that we made. So that was like my first kind of step into that world and like,
so just jumping into film too. Yeah.
Yeah. So I was getting more into film and more into like that visual kind of stuff on top of music. And then, it's sort of grown and like, I mean, my fiance is a total babe. So, and she's a model. So you
have a muse too.
Yeah. And she models. So like, it's just really easy for me to be like, hey, like, let's go out and like shoot some stuff today. Because like I have this awesome subject. Right. So it sort of just snowballed. And I just kind of like, just attacked it as hard as I could. And like, whenever there would be like a job opportunity, whether it was like an official shoot or whether if it was just like a friend who needed something done, I would just jump on it and like tackle that and like use that as a means to like learn more about that craft. And dude, there's like still so much to learn, man. Like I'm still such a noob, but like
it's also forever evolving too.
That's the thing. It's like always changing. You're always changing, which is like why I'm so interested in it too. Is like cameras are always getting better and like styles are always changing. Like things are always like kind of evolving and moving the same way. It sort of like fills the same gap that music does for me. Where it's just like there's not really like, there is no end game, right? Like there's no like, all right, I'm done. You know,
Right,
it's
right.
like,
Yeah.
there's
You
always
just
like
keep doing it.
yeah, there's like always a next thing or a new thing to shoot, or there's like, you know, whatever. There's like camera tech like bumps up like crazy and it like opens all these new doors. Like that happened when like they released like DSLRs with 4K. They were shooting like 4K video in these like $1,000 cameras, and all of a sudden you're creating like cinema level shit with a fucking camera you bought at Best Buy, you know? So it's like that just opened all these doors, man. And like, yeah, so it's just, I don't know, it's just super interesting for me. And it kind of like, again, it like feels like guitar, right? Where it's just like, I like gadgets too. Like I like tinkering with stuff, you know, like I like tangible, I don't know, man. I like things that are made of like wood and metal and like just like cool things and like gadgets and like stuff like that. And I like being able to like take stuff apart and like put new shit on it and like make it better or like make it like more mine, you know, like all of my guitars, I like pull the pickups out and like change those. And like I try to customize everything. And like, that's just like, I've always been like that. I used to BMX when I was a kid. And like, I probably came from now where it's like in the world of BMX, like you just like build custom bikes. Like if you get like a bike off like the rack, like that's not cool, you know, like you're supposed to like build your own and like whatever.
Oh yeah, it's like skateboarding too,
exactly,
right? Like
yeah, exactly the same, right? Like so I was like a skater.
Kind of Frankenstein little different parts.
Yeah, and I grew up like in that world too, like skating and BMXing, and it's like, so yeah, I've always just been like a fan, dude, of like tinkering with stuff and like making things like a little bit more me. So yeah, the camera stuff just like totally falls into that category. So you like always get new shit, and like that's just really fun and exciting. And you get a new lens, and then you're like obsessed with that for a fucking couple months, you know, because you just want to go shoot everything with it, blah blah.
Yep.
But yeah,
what are you shooting on right now?
I am shooting on a Sony A7 II.
Nice.
And like the primary lens I'm using is a 35 millimeter 1.4. That's like my kind of go-to.
Beauty.
So I love
it's
like
a good combo.
Yeah, I just like love like really cinematic looking shit. Like I hate that word now too, man. It's been like beaten to death.
Yeah,
but, like I really
I know
like,
what you mean though. Yeah, it's
like
just
very filmic.
Yeah.
You know, like I love like really that like really shallow depth of field, and, like isolating a subject and like kind of creating a mood with a photo. Like I just like I really, and I don't know, like if you're into that kind of stuff, if you're into photography and film or whatever, like you could probably notice it in like anything I shoot. It's like I kind of want like all my photographs to like look like a still from like a film or something.
Yeah, for sure.
You know,
And yeah, that's why I asked. That's my background too. I went to film school.
Oh, cool. Right on.
Have a production company, so
Yeah.
I totally get it.
So
I'm not the camera guy in our in the company, but I'm around camera guys all the time.
Yeah,
so.
and I just like love that kind of shit, dude. Like I'm a huge Fincher fan. Like I love like that like kind of like grainy, very like I said, like very filmic, very like feel like I love moody stuff, man. Like really dark. Like I'm really into that kind of shit. Yeah, so I'm just like into that kind of stuff. So that's like I said, the 35 is like great for me because it's like it's sort of like your eyeballs perspective, you know, like that's kind of like what you see. Like 35 to 50 mil or whatever. Sure. Yeah. So yeah, man. I mean that's what I'm shooting right now. I'm like
sweet.
Honestly, dude, like I don't know if I'm gonna change setups for a while because like it's just like I'm just so happy with it, dude. And like
it's a good setup too. Like
I love the Sony color science. Like I really dig it.
Yeah.
The only thing I've considered is like moving to a Fuji because all the new Fuji stuff fucking rips. So
yeah. But it's like learning like how to use a camera all over again.
Yeah, it's like, is it? You know what I mean? It's like, is it gonna be that? And do I just want that? Just because I like getting like gadgets. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, do I need that? Like probably not, dude. So you know,
right.
I'm like happy where I am. So.
All right, and then this is another one for you, Chris. So, like, I noticed your, it's back from your 2018 Spotify Wrapped thing, and just all the, your top 3 artists are Kendrick Lamar, Post Malone, and Diplo. What, like, are you listening to, like, kind of more hip-hop, R&B stuff still today?
For sure, man. Yeah, like, I think, I don't know, dude. Like, I love really heavy shit, of course.
Yeah.
But I think that like I don't know, man. I've always loved like everything, dude. I've always been like such a huge fan of like hip hop, Hi, Gravy. Sorry, my lady's leaving our room.
Oh, yeah, no worries.
Good afternoon. No, sorry. So yeah, I've always been like a big fan of like hip hop and rap and like indie stuff, dude, and like even like I've like recently gotten like really into like fusion and like neo soul kind of shit. Like I know that like Legs and I like one of our like favorite bands is this band called Hiatus Coyote. Like so awesome, dude. And like I just think it's cool to like I pull a lot of influence from that stuff too, right? Like I think it's really easy to kind of get like pigeonholed and like kind of stuck in like the metal world when you're in metal bands too. So it's like I feel like surrounding yourself with that all the time, like the only thing that's going to do is just going to like make you sound like you're just recycling the same old shit all the time.
For sure. Yeah.
You know, when you're consuming the thing that you do so much, it's like, I feel like you're just kind of like, you're inevitably going to just be like regurgitating that.
For sure.
Whereas like, I don't know, for me, like I said, I love hip hop. I love rap and stuff. I love fucking pop music, man. Like I know a lot of like, I know that's uncool. I know a lot of metal dudes are like, fuck pop. And it's like, nah, I don't know, man. I fucking dude, like I write Teeth songs like pop songs, honestly. Like you could break them down, like straight up, dude. You could break them down and like it's like fucking pop structure. Like I think there's something to that, dude. There's a reason why popular music
is popular.
It's because it's pleasing, dude. It's because it's like and like, dude, Teeth stuff isn't always pleasing, right? Like that, and that's the other thing is like having an understanding of like that art form. Makes it a lot easier for us to sit down and be like, how do we make this uncomfortable? You know?
Right.
And like, again, it like kind of just gives you a little bit more, I don't know, like just kind of like background on music in general. Like, I don't know. I love all music, man. Like I love all that shit. So yeah, I listen to like so much weird stuff.
Right. Cool. Have you been like listening to like screamo rap?
So like I'm familiar with it.
Like Ghostmain.
Yeah, so like that's what I was gonna say. Like I know that Ghostmain dude, and there's another one that somebody just like showed me. I forget who it is, but
there's like Starlord. It's another one.
Maybe
He's
that's
based
what
out
it
of
is.
the UK. He's more screamy than Ghostmain. Ghostmain just does that weird like I don't know. It's like that vocal.
Yeah, and he wears
thing.
like fucking corpse paint and shit. Like
yeah, man. Someone turned me onto it and I was just like, what the fuck is this? And I am so in. I just love it. Like I kind of fell out of hip hop for the longest time and maybe in the last couple of years got back into it. And like this is like, I'm into it. I love it.
Yeah, man. And like, I think that like a lot of and like that, I'm sure that he's probably younger than me. I think like he's like a younger guy.
He's like 18 or 19.
Yeah. Holy fuck. So yeah. So he's way younger. And it's like, I think a lot of these new artists, like including people like Post Malone, who like a few years ago when I like, not to be that guy, but like when I was like, I don't see why everyone fucking doesn't like this guy, man. Like there was like a minute where it was like cool to not like Post Malone. And everyone's like, he's a fucking tool, man. He's some like white dude doing this. It's like, dude, he's just a kid like trying to like make music that obviously makes sense to him and like trying to break through and like do this thing for a living. It's like, I think it's fucking cool to see, like, again, like maybe like, dude, the Ghostmain shit might not be like I haven't listened to like that much of it, so I don't even really have an opinion. But like, I do know like visually, it's like I love seeing artists come out who are focused. Another good example is like Billie Eilish. You know, it's like these like young kids coming out writing like fucking crazy songs, great songs, and then like being so focused on like the visual element, man, which is like I think that's really lacking in music nowadays. And I'll fucking say it, man. I think rock and roll music and metal is the fucking worst for it, dude. Like we are the most boring fucking like seriously, man. And I know like that'll probably piss people off and I'll probably get some like shit for that, but like I really do think that like you'll notice it's all the fucking metal guys who are talking shit on these kids like Ghostmain.
Right.
And then they walk on stage with like a fucking flannel shirt on. And it's like, you're wondering why this Ghostmain kid is playing to fucking 5,000 kids a night and
Right.
and you can only play like your local bar. And I'm not
Right.
knocking playing your local bar. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. But it's like
For sure.
it's
for
like
sure.
it's those dudes that seem to have the biggest problem with it.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't know, man. I think that's fucking awesome, dude. Like, I miss rock stars, you know? Like,
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I
Well,
think
I think that's what it is. I think it's just like the modern rock star, and like a lot
That's
of
it,
these
dude.
like screamo rappers or like Billie Eilish, like that's just what emo music is now.
that's it, dude. It's just like the natural evolution, man. Like,
Mhm.
yeah, it's like the natural progression. And I think that like any time that you're like shaking shit up, it's going to be met with a lot of resistance. Dude, the same way that fucking, and not to compare the two, because I don't think they're the same thing, but like, dude, it's the same way that like fucking Ozzy was like completely, like, people hated the guy, and like everyone hated Zeppelin when they came out, and everyone
Mhm.
hated Floyd, and like, you know,
It's
you
just
had
too
these
different.
bands like who were shaking shit up, and like that's part of it, dude. Is like you have to come out and like turn heads, and like a lot of that is going to be like negative press for a long
Yeah.
time until you like we're watching it happen with Billie Eilish, where it's like everyone was like, fuck this kid, this
Yeah.
kid's lame, shitty
Green
mumble
hair,
music.
blah blah blah. Yeah.
Okay, well now she's playing arenas, so like you're fucking
Yeah.
you're all wrong.
Yeah.
Sorry,
yeah.
dude.
Absolutely.
And I
Absolutely.
feel like you don't hear as many people talking shit because that's just become, people just like know that that's like the next wave of music. So like, yeah, like
Mhm.
Post Malone and like Billie Eilish and like this Ghost Main dude, like, dude, I back it, man. Like, I'm fucking cool with
Yeah.
all of it, dude. I think that like if that's like your creative outlet and that's like if you're doing something that like means that much to you, and like, and you're also again like killing it with the visual stuff, I think that's so important, dude. And I think that like, I honestly think rock and roll like needs to take a fucking note from that again.
Yeah,
We need to
for
like
sure.
take a page from that book and be like, oh yeah, we used to do that too.
Yeah,
you know, like
absolutely.
we used to fucking wear makeup, man. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Like, you know,
Or
and, like,
masks.
yeah,
Fucking
masks
Slipknot.
and shit, dude. Like, why is it cool? It's cool when Slipknot does it, but it's fucking lame when Ghostmane does.
Yeah.
I don't
Makes
know,
no
dude.
sense.
I just think you're mad because the kid is playing to more people than you.
Yeah.
So-
Yeah. Totally.
So
Oh,
yeah, man. That's, I mean, I just like love everything, dude. If
Right,
it's
right.
good, it's good, man. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. What about you, Blake? What would we see on your Spotify Wrapped?
Spotify rap.
Yeah. Well, no, not rap, but like just like the you know how at the end of the year Spotify like kind of like gives these are your top artists, these are
Oh
the top
god, I'm
songs.
so obsessive with what I listen to, man. Daughters would be up there for sure.
Oh, nice, yes.
Dillinger Escape Plan, 9 Inch Nails, fucking, let's see. Greg Puciato from Dillinger launched this new label called Federal Prisoner, and he's kind of been rolling out single after single before his release in September, October. So I've been listening to a
Okay.
lot of his solo stuff. Got really into Drug Church this year. They're a great band. Yeah, and then like as far as like rap and hip hop stuff, I guess that I frequent, it would be like a lot of like older stuff. I definitely like still fuck with like Dre, Chronic 2001. I'm a big Eminem kid.
Yeah.
I love like
yeah.
Travis Scott. I kind of found a new love for Post Malone recently, more recently than not. But I listen to everything, man. I kind of love and respect everything, and I'll give anything a try. I love all genres. So
Right on.
just within the last year, I've definitely gotten like more weird and experimental with like new things that I've been listening to. So yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, yeah, Blake. I also just wanted to touch back on the fact that Chris mentioned to me that you're a big vinyl head.
Yeah.
What do you remember? What the first record you purchased was?
Deftones Adrenaline.
Oh shit! Okay.
My mom got it for me just like before I even had a record player. She just knew I was such a big fan, and I think it was like the only thing that tangible that she could find, like of merch that you know parents don't really know where to go for like for stuff. So she went to a record shop and found that, and she got that for me. And I think I had that record for 10 years before I bought my first player. So
Oh really? Do you know what the last thing you listened to on record was? On vinyl?
yeah, what did I just get? Shit. Oh, Full of Hell. The new Full of Hell record.
That's crazy.
Okay.
It's a fucking insane.
It's
song.
fucking nuts. Yeah, so that but yeah, man, just I was even saying to my girlfriend yesterday, I just haven't even had time just to sit down and like put on a record. So I think I'm definitely gonna make some time to put aside and do that this week, just so I can kind of get back into it.
I think it's such an important thing. I'm like a recent maybe in like the last 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
A recent adopter of it. Before, I was just like, oh, it's such a hipster, stupid thing, blah blah blah. And then I forget why. I think one of my buddies got one, and we just like it forced us to just sit down and listen to an album front to back instead of hitting skip.
That's definitely a beautiful portion of being into vinyl culture. I went and recorded an album on analog, and just like hearing the quality difference, and I really spent a lot of time listening to vinyl at that in those sessions, because the studio had plenty and they had some great sound equipment. So
cool.
I found a love for the sound, the way it just transpired differently than listening to a CD or an MP3, and just like obviously the whole process of it, as corny and lame as it sounds, and any record collector will say this, but pulling it out of the sleeve and looking at the art and the lyric page, it has so much more of an impact than a CD did for me. So I really did find a lot. But there was a time where I was like you, I didn't want to dive into that culture, and it wasn't because I looked at it like a hipster thing. It's just my friend Matt from Dead and Divine, he had such an impressive fucking vinyl collection. I was like, there's no chance that I'm going to be able to like have anything as sweet as this. And then one day I like sold all my CDs, and then I was like, okay, well now it's my priority to find everything I once had on CD on vinyl, because I'm very like big fan of like supporting obviously music, but having something physical, because I'm a collector at that. And it was definitely cool. It's definitely a cool hobby. I quit drugs and I got addicted to vinyl, basically, is what I like to say.
Okay. What was your, like, how big is your collection right now?
My collection, sorry. Oh man.
Yeah.
Shit, I haven't counted. I'd say like I'm nearing 500 pieces of vinyl.
Wow. Holy shit.
Yeah. That's I've only been collecting for, I guess 2.5, 3 years. So I very impulsively buy things.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's cool. What about like local bands? Who are you guys listening to that are local, maybe like up and coming? Or just like maybe people that are underrated or not very known just yet?
I like this band called Good Depression out of Hamilton. They're fucking pretty sweet.
Okay.
Hamilton, local.
Have you heard of Hot Knives?
Yeah, heard of Hot Knives.
They're fucking great too. I just did an interview with them a couple of weeks ago, and I've been listening to their EP like a lot.
Oh, that's dope. Yeah, I'm a little out of touch with the local music scene just because we haven't. For me, I haven't really been out there to really enjoy it or experience it. When we had it passing through the club, I'm just fucking working, so it's hard for me to pay attention. But a few have definitely caught my ear. But yeah, I would definitely. My main choice would be Good Depression of solid up and comer bands for sure.
Cool. What about you, Chris?
I'm trying to think, man. Like I feel like I'm in the same boat, dude. This question makes me realize how like fucking out of touch I am. And I'm like, dude, I like later today, I bet you like 10 bands are gonna pop into my head.
Sure.
I'm gonna feel like such a dick for not mentioning them. Trying to think, man. Like it's just like I don't even know if you could call them up and comers though. That's the other thing too. Like I would say like bands like from around here, like Dead Tired is sick, but like I don't know if I'd call them like an up and coming band.
Right. Yeah.
They played Download. I think
they're doing well.
They're doing it.
Like bands like that or like Exalt is pretty cool. Same thing. Like, I don't know if you call them an up and comer. There's like some. I'm just trying to think, man. Holy shit, dude. I don't know, man. Fuck. Well, I don't know. I'm gonna get crucified for forgetting.
Lightworker.
Yeah. I mean, dude, Lightworker, like that's a band I manage. They're like killing it right now. They just released a record, so I've been listening to a lot of that. They're not local though. They're from California, so.
Okay.
But I was just signed to Solid State. And like super rad band if you're into like Kill Switch or like As I Lay Dying, that kind of like super powerful like metal with like big choruses.
Mm-hmm.
They're killing it right now, man. Like they just released their first record, so we've been hustling that pretty hard.
Is that are those kind of the artists that you represent?
Yeah, so Lightworker is I manage them. Right now it's the only band that I manage. Because I don't want to spread myself too thin, man. Like,
oh yeah,
it's definitely something I'm like
a
really
lot going on.
Yeah, it's something I'm really interested in too, man. Like, I love that side of like being in a band, like the management side of things, where it's like handling all the kind of dorky stuff,
right?
And like kind of piecing it all together and like working on like rollouts and marketing plans and things like that. That's like really fun to me. So I definitely wanted to like take that on with another artist where, you know, where it's like I could like do my thing, but it wasn't like my personal project. So Lightworker is the first band that I've kind of like jumped on with. But yeah, we got signed to Solid State, which is really cool. That's kind of like the one place they wanted to fucking land. So that's like where all their heroes are, you know, that's the label that all their favorite bands are signed to. So yeah, man, that was like a big goal. So we nailed that, which was really cool. And yeah, just released their new record. It's called Fury by Failure. And yeah, like right now they're like blasting on active rock radio around the States and all that shit. So it's doing really well.
Right. I guess we also talked about Deck Piss before.
Yeah. Dude, Deck Piss is like killer.
There we go. Yeah, sweet. Okay. Cool, guys. And then last part, I think for that I wanted to chat about, just because I think this is something we all love, is movies. So yeah, I know you, Chris, again, you mentioned in an email that both of you are like big into movies. What kind of genres are we talking about, or is it kind of across everything?
Snuff.
Yeah. Definitely snuff.
No, I like everything, man. I don't know. Do you have like specific?
I love to laugh, man. I'm a huge comedy fan. I just, yeah, but I can get right into like the thrillers and the horrors, and I'm a big documentary guy, and you know, you learn something. It's fun. Just saw SpongeBob SquarePants Sponge on the Run in theater, which was, it's a fucking amazing movie. I definitely teared up.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I'm super into wanting to watch that one. Yeah,
it was great. Not much new coming out, I guess, right now because of everything with COVID. But yeah, big movie buff, man. I love it all. I love Scorsese. I love Coppola. You know, stuff like that nature. I love like mob kind of true crime stories and stuff like that, like Donnie Brasco, shit like that. Anything that touches down on the realism is I'm a fan of. There's a great movie called The Iceman, which is about Richard Kuklinski, and Michael Shannon played him, and it was fucking amazing. And that was a good one. That was a more recent movie that blew me away. Yeah, stuff of that nature. And not even that recent. That probably came out a while ago now, but
yeah, Iceman's a few years old for sure. Well, what's like for both of you, I guess, what's like the last really good movie or movie that left a big impact on you that you've seen?
Let me think, man. Well, I'm also like, I should add, I'm like really into everything that Blake said. And I'm also into like films that are just like beautiful visually.
Yeah.
Okay. Like Denis Villeneuve just did the new Blade Runner. Like,
that was so good, dude.
It's like fucking gorgeous film. Like I said before, I love like David Fincher stuff. Mm-hmm. Just cause like, I love the
same thing.
The vibes, man. Like it's just I don't know. It's just so I don't know. They just do such like great work. And like a lot of like Christopher Nolan films too. He's like a total badass.
Did you watch? Was it 1917? He just did, that was his last one, right?
Yeah.
Christopher Nolan. Yeah.
Yep. And then he's that new one coming out. Tenet is
it's deadly.
Looks crazy too. But like I love shit like that. But like, I'm trying to think of the last movie that like really hit hard.
Saw a movie recently. It came out in 2017. It was called Wind River with like Jeremy Renner.
Yes.
Oh man, that movie was fucking super powerful, man.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I gotta check that out.
Yeah, it touches down. I think it's based on a true story. Yeah, it's kind of like a murder mystery. Out in like Wyoming, in the middle of fucking nowhere, and Native American gets murdered, raped, this whole nine, and like a lot of it's it's crazy, man. It's super intense and definitely touches down on like a very regular occurrence out in those parts where people turn a blind eye to certain things like that. So
I'm trying to think of like the last ones that like
Titanic.
Yeah. The Lion King.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert. I think it's funny you mentioned like 1917. That movie was like pretty wild. I don't know if you've seen that, but like
I haven't seen that one yet.
Yeah, it is fucking intense.
Yeah,
it is gnarly.
It won like Oscar Best Picture, didn't it?
I think so.
Joker, dude. Joaquin Phoenix. That movie fucked me up good too.
There we
Joker
go. That's
incredible.
Perfect. Yeah. So like Joker, 1917. I I think like, dude, like Hereditary and Midsummer, both those films
I have to see Midsummer still.
are just like, they're just so unsettling.
Yeah.
And I think like the way that, I forget who directed those. I forget his name. But that director, like I think that like the way that he approaches like horror is like totally next level. And I know that it's like, those are pretty polarizing films. I know a lot of people who are like, I don't get the hype, dude. Like, I don't understand why those are so hype. But like, for me, dude, they just like, they ticked so many boxes in like the horror and like thriller category, like in that world, like such a unique, like unnerving, uncomfortable take on that kind of stuff. And like, especially Midsummer, it's just like so uncomfortable to watch that film. Have you ever seen that?
Yeah, I watched that and kind of went in. I was asked, my buddy told me to watch it, and I'd heard about it, and I was like, what is it even about? He's like, I'm not going to tell you, just watch it.
It's just uncomfortable, dude. Like,
it's so uncomfortable, and like I didn't know what the fuck was going on. Also, that's like probably one of the most like real mushroom trips. Like,
dude.
No one's ever managed to like get that, like what you see when you're on mushrooms.
100%, man. 100%.
Or having a bad trip, which is what she had. And I was just like, holy fuck. Like how, Ari Aster, by the way.
Okay. Yeah. So that dude is like, just like next level, man. Like, the way that like the emotion that that film captured, like you said, it's like, it literally feels like you're having a bad trip watching the movie. Yes. And it's like, I found myself like my palms were sweating.
I have to watch that still.
I know.
And like,
oh my God. I'm going to watch that with my girlfriend.
Same with Hereditary, man. Same with Hereditary, where it's like, there weren't like big jump scares. There weren't, like there was a couple like really creepy moments, but like, just like, again, like the overall, like the vibe and like the emotional side of it is just like so gross, dude. And like, it's like,
oh my
horrific.
God, that car accident.
It's just like, it's like, he does such a good job at like kind of capturing that like surrealist, like nightmare vibe. You know, when you have a nightmare or like when you have a scary dream and like none of it fucking makes sense when it's happening. And it's all kind of like a weird trip, like, like you're at one place, but that place is like another place. Like you're at your house, but your house is in like a weird fucking field and something, and like everything's on fire, but like that's not concerning you at the moment. And then like something fucked up happens and like nothing makes sense and it's just horrific and fucked up. Like, I feel like those films like do such a weird, he like taps into that, man. That like confusing, like, I don't know, like, what am I watching? Like, did I miss something? Like, I just feel like I'm tripping out, man. Like, I just feel like I'm not getting the whole story here. Like, just all sorts of crazy stuff, dude. Like, I just love, like, those films, like, really, really hit hard, man. And, like, obviously, like I said, Joker, dude, like, that film was fucking next level.
Yeah.
And, like,
God, Joker was
beautiful,
crazy.
Man. Like, so, like, it was shot so well. And, like, the colors are insane. And, like, just like everything about that film is like insanity. So and like the
fact that Todd Phillips directed it too, I was just like, this is not what you do. This is amazing.
I know, dude. It's super weird that he did it, man. Because it's like,
saw that movie at TIFF last year when it came out. I got a chance to talk to Todd Phillips after a little bit, and we shot the shit about hated the G.G. Allen documentary that he did. So it's cool because you know that he comes from those kind of dark roots, but then he kind of followed a path of comedy and with the Hangovers and the Due Dates and all this. So it was nice to see him disconnect from that again to do something.
It's such a good job, man. And like Joaquin Phoenix is amazing. And like another good movie if you're into like kind of weird, like not horror stuff, but like very like psychological, like whatever.
Yep, that's my shit. Yeah,
dude, is a film called Funny Games.
So sick, dude.
Funny Games,
dude. That like
there's an old one and a new
there's a
one.
German one.
Or is that what it was?
Yeah, there's like the European version. It was like banned from theaters.
The one with like Naomi Watts in it, though. The
one with Naomi Watts is like the American
so
one. It's fucking banging, dude.
Yeah,
so
that's
good.
a very like unsettling movie to sit through.
Yeah, same thing. It's just, the whole time you're just like, you just have like a pit in your stomach, and it's just so uncomfortable, and like nothing like spooky happens.
Right.
But it's just, you watch the whole thing and you're just like, it makes you want to throw up, dude. Because like,
you feel like you're being watched the entire movie almost.
And
man.
And it's like,
that's
if you
the
were
kind of shit I love.
Yeah.
It's like one of those like, and I'm not gonna like give it away, but like it's just like, again, it's like a very uncomfortable, same way that like Midsummer is, where it's like nothing like really scary happens, some gross shit happens, you know, where you're just like, oh no, like, oh.
Yeah.
But nothing, there's no nothing paranormal about it or whatever. It's just like, it's just one of those films like Funny Games. Like you watch it and it's like, you have to put yourself in those people's shoes and like how real that feels. And it's like, oh, this could happen.
Yeah.
You know, like this could really happen.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's scary that this could, like, that's what's scary, is that like this could fucking happen, dude. And like, and it could happen exactly like it happens in the film. And like every time you like try to think your way out of it while the film is unfolding, you're like, oh, well, why don't you just go do this? And then like the characters will like try to get out of it. And then like, it's like a roadblock, you know, and you're just like, oh my God, dude, this would like, this is so real. Like, and it would just be like soul crushing. Like it'd be horrible to be in a position like that. So like, dude, if you haven't watched that movie, it like, that is an absolute like must.
Literally just threw it on my list right now.
Yeah,
so,
Funny Games.
I'm gonna watch that tonight.
Yeah, Funny Games, the US version with Naomi Watts, like fucking next level, dude. It'll make you feel like shit.
Have you guys heard of it's Elijah Wood rather did a movie called Come to Daddy?
I've heard of that and I haven't seen it though.
It's again, just like now that I get that we're kind of on the same page with like, you don't need, it's more of a thriller, but it didn't feel like a thriller until about halfway in. It just felt weird. I was like, what the fuck? It's just about like this kid that meets his estranged dad for the first time.
Oh, wow.
And then after 30 years, I think, and he just like, his dad's just fucking kind of like creepy and weird, and then like shit just gets fucked like so quickly. It just like one bad thing happens, and then like it's just this roller coaster of like craziness that happens, and it's more of like a dark comedy, I think, but it's good.
I'm definitely gonna check that out for sure.
That's definitely my one that like I've been like trying to get a lot of people. It's not getting great ratings or anything, but I don't know. IMDb and Rotten Tomatoes kind of get
take it or leave it, right?
Yeah. I'm looking at the stats right now. Like it's got a 6 out of 10 on IMDb, but then a 87 on Rotten Tomatoes.
Oh, wow.
I can't ever read those and take them seriously.
I know, yeah.
Everything
I just
I like usually has a low rating, so.
Yeah, right? Yeah. I've been like trying to find like some sort of like blog or something. I found Reddit. There's a great subreddit called Our Movie Suggestions.
Yeah.
And there's one guy on there that just posted his favorite movies from like the month, and he's just like, these are the movies I watched this month. And everything on his list, I was like, these are like some of my favorite movies. So I've just been like following what he suggested, and he suggested Come to Daddy. And
sick, I'm definitely gonna check that out.
Yeah, I'm in.
It's a good one. Cool. Yeah, guys, I think that's probably about it.
Wow.
Cool, man. Well, dude, how long have we been on this one? It's been an hour?
This has been almost an hour and a half.
Damn, dude. It's gone so fast.
There we go.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, this is awesome.
Coming out in 2 parts.
Love it,
man. Yeah, sorry I talk a lot, dude. I like to hear my voice.
No worries. I actually prefer doing the longer ones. I just feel like I get to know people a bit better. So
yeah, it was great, brother. Thank you.
Yeah, man.
Cool, man. Yeah, guys. So I'll be looking forward to that album coming out hopefully early next year.
For sure.
Or another single this year, hopefully too.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Man, when things are open again, I can't wait to see you guys play live.
Oh, dude, yeah, keep in touch, man. Definitely let us know. We'll make sure you're on guest list and roll through, and I'll make sure I don't kick you right in the fucking head when I'm playing.
Can't wait to play for you, Frankie.
Cool, guys. All right, thanks so much again.
Yeah, thanks, dude. Thanks for having us, man.